Hello everyone, this is my first ever C race, so the goal for this one is just not come last. It's quite a short race, only 11 kilometers on the Cirt City track, so yeah, let's jump straight in. I'm going to do a warm up and then let's go. So I'm just going to try and stick with a group and hopefully that'll be enough to not come last. It's a very flat course, so hopefully power matters more than power to weight ratio, so hopefully I can at least stick with some people.
So I'm not going to fast forward any parts of this race because it's so short, but if you want to skip to the interesting parts, I'll put the timestamps in the description below. So start of the race here, 10 seconds to go. As always with these Swift races, you've got to put in loads of power to start with. With this new smart trainer, I found it's much easier to go to these high powers, so I actually put down about 600 watts at the beginning, sort of treat it a bit like a sprint, and I end up dropping everyone to begin with, which is quite nice. So it's my first ever C-class race and I'm winning. How awesome is this? So I'm winning for all of 10 seconds until it drops down to a more reasonable pace and everyone starts to catch up. So now I'm just going to try and sit with this group until they drop me. Doing quite well so far. I've stuck with them until the first hill. This is where the new smart trainer really makes a difference because when you're going up the hill it adjusts the resistance, so I actually have to stand up to sprint up this hill. Whereas on my old smart trainer I would have to shift into a harder gear just to put more power down and try to keep up with them. After the hill there's this tiny bit of flat which is a nice chance to recover. It sort of drops down to about 200 watts where I can just have a rest, get the heart rate a tiny bit lower. It's a very short lap and it's quite intense. Straight away after the big hill comes these sort of rolling hills here. And they're actually really steep. It goes from like -7 to +7, the gradient. So you've really got to be on it with your gear changes to make sure you can power up those hills.
Oh.
Coming up to the end of the first lap, I'm still with the leading pack, which I'm very happy with. It's a very power-dominated circuit rather than being a hilly one, which would be more affected by watts per kilogram. So I'm sticking with them, which I'm very happy with. And we've just gone through the start-finish gate, and I'll get a power-up, and I get a feather, which I need to use on the hill. Approaching the hill for the second time, so every lap when this hill comes up, I need to put down loads of power just to make sure I stick with these guys, because they're lighter than me. This is where they have the advantage, and predictably I forget to use my feather.
Oh, I should use my feather!
So every time I go up this hill, my heart rate goes up to about 180, so I need to spend the rest of the lap trying to recover so I can attack the hill again. So approaching the rolling hills again, I noticed something very strange with my smart trainer. It seems if you spin the cadence really high before you get to these hills, it spikes the power really high for some reason. I don't know if that's just a glitch with my smart trainer or if that's something that happens normally with every other smart trainer. So if yours does that as well, let me know, because I'm not sure if this is something that's supposed to happen or not. I think it's something to do with the flywheel, because it's spinning so fast and then it will try to apply the high resistance. So for a few seconds you'd be putting down loads of power while it tries to slow down the flywheel to give you more resistance. Also, the resistance doesn't change particularly quickly, so when you see the gradient go up on the screen, it takes a few seconds before I feel it, which is odd. I guess on the more expensive ones that's probably quicker, that's why they're so expensive. Approaching the hill for the third time, and we've actually built a big gap over the group behind. The three of us here are actually 20 seconds ahead somehow, so I'm powering up this hill. I actually remember to use my feather this lap, and yeah, it's all going well so far. End of lap 3, and we've dropped the other guy. We've got a 10-second gap and then a 20-second gap to the bigger group behind. So we've got 3 laps to see if us two can hold on. coming up to the final lap, and we've got a 9-second gap, so they've got 2 kilometers to try and close us in.
Breakaway group, use the top of the hill.
Going up the hill for the final time, and the whole group has just caught up with us. So yeah, it's going to be a sprint to the finish, I reckon. Coming around the final bend here, waiting for the sprint finish, but I have nothing left in my legs, so I don't do anything. I just sort of accept my place here. So I finish in position 9th, which I was very happy with, to be honest. I didn't think I'd be able to stick with them, and I was only 2 seconds behind the leaders.
Bloody hell. That was ridiculous. So this one says 2.8 watts per kilogram. Not bad. Oh, had nothing left there at the end. This new trainer has some weird quirks. Like when I was going up and down those quick hills at the end of the lap, it seemed to spike the power as I was going up the hill. So I think if you spin the cadence really high and then get to the hill, it will take a little bit of time to slow the flywheel down, at which point it will think you're producing loads of power. So I don't know if that's something to do with it being quite a cheap smart trainer. So if you guys with the expensive ones know, if yours are any different, then let me know. It's quite interesting. But yeah, apart from that, it's much quieter. It's definitely more interesting having to change gears to go up and down the hills. You've got to be much more focused. But overall, I stuck with everyone. I even led it for like 5 laps, so overall very happy. It was a short race, so it was very much in my favour being a bigger rider. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you like it, please like the video and subscribe, it really helps me out. And I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.